Hello, everybody. My name is David Flores. I am a PhD candidate in the Chicano Studies Department at UCLA. I'm also a graduate student researcher with the UCLA Center for Community Learning. And I'm excited to be here with Dr. Doug Barrera, Associate Director of the Center. And you know, Doug, I spent my first 4 years of this doctoral training in Chicano Studies. Most of my research has been in Latino studies, but I was really blown away when I came over to the Center for Community Learning. You know, the diversity of the student population, the perspectives, the experiences, the interest really expanded my understanding of community engagement. And so that's why we're here. That's why we're doing this interview for Bruin Bound, to continue to build on the diversity of the center. And we want more Bruins to know about the amazing opportunities that the community engagement, the Center for Community Engagement has. And so, Doug, you're the Associate Director of the Center for Community Learning. Can you tell us a little bit about the center and the programs that you offer to students?
Yeah, thanks, David. I appreciate it. The Center for Community Learning provides opportunities for students to combine community engagement in Los Angeles with credit-bearing courses as well as some scholarships. So for example, if students have an off-campus internship, they can take one of a number of courses that we offer to earn academic credit to go along with that internship. And some of those courses actually count towards requirements for majors, including political science and sociology. We also have 2 AmeriCorps programs. One is called Jumpstart, in which students go into preschools and help children learn the skills of literacy, as well as a program called Justice Corps, in which you go into self-help centers around Los Angeles and the courthouses and help those who are involved in lawsuits and who are representing themselves to learn how to file the documents correctly and fill those documents out. In fact, really almost anything related to doing work in the community that students are interested in exploring, we have some really great places for them to plug into.
Oh, that sounds really great. And you know, Doug, I am a former transfer student. Shout out to East LA Community College. Like, what programs would interest transfer students in particular, do you think?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm going to mention 2. So one is the Community Engagement and Social Change minor. For anyone who's really interested in getting out of the classroom and combining hands-on work with more theoretical explorations of creating social change, I'd highly recommend taking a look at this minor. In the program, we ask students to take 3 community engaged courses that has students doing a range of activities, from direct service to conducting research to helping with campaigns. And there's a huge variety of community engaged courses offered at UCLA. These types of opportunities give students the chance to consider how their studies can be applied to what's happening in real time in the community, as well as providing students with great networking opportunities.
That's right.
We also help students learn how to conduct research, culminating in a capstone research project where students get to explore a topic or issue that they're passionate about. And that's one of the things that's really great about this minor, is you can construct it around anything that you particularly have an interest in, and then combine that with your major or any other minor program you might have. So let me give you an example. We once had a student who was a dance major and who specialized in hip hop dance. He was actually able to take that interest that he had and construct this minor around those interests and teaching hip hop dance in school and doing research around that.
Wow.
Similarly, we've had students who are interested in going to med school or law school, students who wanted to go on and work in nonprofits, students who want to become teachers. They've all used the minor to explore how to achieve social justice ends through the exploration of those interests. So the minor is a great way for students to become engaged. The other program that I'll mention briefly is called the Aston Community Engaged Scholars Program. This is actually a scholarship program that funds students to do community engaged research over the course of an entire academic year. Currently, we partner with the UCLA Labor Center and the Labor Studies Department to have our students participate in their Community Scholars Program, where undergraduates actually take classes alongside graduate students and folks from the community to work together in doing research on issues impacting LA. And the theme changes every year. But this year, for example, students have been working on issues that emerged out of the UTLA teacher strike. Mm-hmm. Next year, the focus will be on issues related to human rights and immigration policy around what's happening at the Mexico-US border. Students who participate in this program, those who are selected, actually enroll in a 4-unit course all 3 quarters, so you're earning academic credit, as well as receive up to $6,000 as part of that scholarship. And I mention that specifically because we're actually accepting applications for next year right now. So anybody who's interested in doing community-based research, anybody who's interested in issues related to human rights issues at the border, anybody who wants to learn more how to do empirical research, I would highly encourage you to take a look at that.
Wow, getting $6K for doing research. I'm in, Doug.
Absolutely, man. You got to do it.
Another question, Doug. I remember when I transferred, and I remember being worried about not having like the time to take on a minor or to participate in programs that may take a lot of time. And so what has been your experience with transfer students trying to complete the community engagement and social change minor, for example?
Yeah, it's a good question. And when I talk to transfer students, I hear the same kinds of concerns, that they're not going to have time to do the kinds of things that they want to do. But the truth is, really most students, even those who started at UCLA as freshmen, who want to then add a minor, usually don't do it until their junior year.
And transfers don't come in until their juniors anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So that means that, transfers aren't really a step behind, despite the fact that they might think that they are. It's pretty typical for students adding a minor to do it in their junior year. The other thing that's nice about this minor is that if you've done some community engaged coursework at your community college, it's possible that that course might actually count towards the minor. We have to take a look at it, but we do have the structure by which we'll count one of your community engaged courses at a community college towards the minor. So you'd already be kind of one step into it in that sense. Wow. But honestly, even without that, my experience is that transfers can be just as successful in completing the minor as non-transfers. Of course, the earlier you get started with it, the better. So that's one of the reasons why we're trying to get this message out to incoming transfers now, so you know about it.
That's right. So transfers, get in there as soon as you can.
Yeah, you come and transfers can apply for the Aston Scholars Program too. Even though you're not at UCLA yet, you would still be eligible for the program next year. Beyond, and then let me just say, beyond kind of the practical questions about completing the course requirements, there's also the issue about how students want to spend their time at UCLA. For transfers, our minor often allows students to work on the issues that they're most interested in and working in the communities that they're connected to. That's why it can be a nice complement to any major, because it provides an opportunity for students to consider how to apply the learning of that major in kind of real world settings with hands-on community engaged work. It also gives you an opportunity to learn how to do research, provides you an opportunity to build professional relationships with folks in the community. And, it's not uncommon for those experiences to turn into job offers down the road, or even just professional networks. So really, this is an opportunity to spend your time well while contributing to your academic journey at UCLA.
And I hear there's some really great TAs in the Center for Community Learning Department, Doug.
That does happen occasionally. Occasionally we get a good one.
And last question, Doug, can you give some advice for incoming transfer students about how to be successful at UCLA?
Absolutely. So, what I would say is, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. It's easy to get kind of caught up in that rat race, but I would say to transfer students, look, be confident in your abilities. I mean, after all, you got here, you got in. That means that you belong. So find ways to do the work that you want to do while you're here. Take advantage of the fact that we, at UCLA, we're in one of the most diverse and dynamic regions in the world. Learn about what's happening really throughout the world just by, engaging in the communities here in LA. Make that a part of both your academic and non-academic experience at UCLA. Don't make it something that you kind of try to find the time to do on the side. Make it a part of your regular academic time. And all of that is to say, make UCLA yours. You belong here. You're here now. We want you here. But we want you to think about the ways that you can make UCLA a part of LA, and more importantly, make LA a part of UCLA. So that's the message I often give to students. But David, let me ask you. You're a first-generation college student. You're now a grad student at UCLA. What would you recommend to incoming transfers?
Hey, I'm the one asking the questions here, Doug. Come on.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
First, I would say congratulations. To the transfer students, you've been accepted to one of the most prestigious universities in the galaxy. I mean, you're going to have access to the state-of-the-art athletic facilities and technology and libraries, amazing professors, TAs, really incredible things that you can't even imagine yet. And most of all, take advantage of it, right? Take advantage of these great opportunities, networks, and challenges, because that's really how we're going to grow. And so please come through, check out the Center for Community Learning. We even got an Instagram. So let's get this academic party started. And I think I can speak for Doug and myself when we say we look forward to seeing and meeting all of the new Bruins in the near future. Okay, so please take care. Doug, thank you for speaking with us and enlightening us with the great work that the center is doing.
My pleasure. It was great to see you as always, David, and welcome transfer students.